youth, for, for young adults, and also for college students. I feel very honored to be invited today in order for the sharing and also the opening ceremony, the opening class, the first class for the youth. And I want to express my happiness that I'm able to see this kind of thing happen in the Buddhist practice, Buddhist community. And as you know that Buddhism is not a religion for faith, for belief, but it is the way to live. And we wish to introduce this way of living, of practice, to our younger generation, especially our Vietnamese, families. You all born and raised in American, in Canada, around the world, not in Vietnam. So therefore, the chance you meet a lot of different cultural, different traditions is wonderful because we have a chance to learn and learn a lot from many other cultural, others traditions. But we should understand our roots because once the root is strong, and of course the fruit, the flower, and the tree will be strong, beautifully with the flower, with the fruits, and with all the leaves, the branches. So we only need to take good care for the root, and everything else will be taken care along. So today, Thầy is here is not only to give a Dhamma talk. I just want to see all of you to express my happiness, to see how diligent you are. And also, I would like to thank Sister Maya Lee to conduct this kind of program. It's very useful and very helpful and very meaningful for all the young friends, near and far, no matter you are Buddhism or not. Because again, I think all the monks in the future, what we come here, not to introduce you about belief, about religions, but we wish to introduce you the way to practice. Because your happy life is very important. Because once you are happy and mindful, you're able to bring a lot of happiness for your loved one, for those who are around you. So we all wish to offer joyful to this world. If we have nothing inside, if we have nothing to share, to give, how can we have an idea, the intent? So once we have the intent to offer this joyful, this peaceful to the world, so within us, in each of us, we should have something in order to give. And this is what Buddhism about. We want to cultivate our inner peace, and we offer this inner peace to others, to the world. It's more important that we live in the world of peace more than we live that we have a very large number of members in our religion. Actually, Buddhism is not religion where you come for faith. Buddhism is the way to live. So that is what we want to introduce, and we want you to learn and practice as much as you can. And second thing, I want to apologize for my broken English. So I try my best to speak and to share. And then maybe after that, if you have any question, you may raise your hand and ask your question. And I also will try my best to answer you. Today, the topic I be responsible to is what we call Buddhism journey. So when we say about journey, not only in Buddhism, right? Everybody of us, every one of us, we all need a journey. But make sure we need to prepare for our journey. So make sure when we prepare for a journey and the way we go, the place we go, the destination we go, we must receive something. So we call the right destination. We all live in this world, and when you small, you have your own journey as a small person, as a young person. And when you step into life, you have another journey, the life of working, create a family, and then making friends, a lot of things around when you are adult, become the adults, and then you get older. So as a monk, we also take a journey. So today, first thing we should cultivate, the first thing in life, no matter how young, no matter what way you take, one thing is be mindfulness, be mindful. Mindfulness is one of the main and important practice in Buddhism. So the Buddha who attained enlightenment under the Bodhi tree more than 2,500 years ago. Actually, we just celebrate the Buddha's Enlightenment Day few days ago, and we have a week to celebrate until next Friday. So therefore, the mindfulness is one of the things that the Buddha attained. What is mindfulness? Be aware of everything you do. Be aware of what you think. Be aware of what you talk. Because once you're aware with what you do, you'll be more attention, more careful. Otherwise, you cannot attain exactly what you want, and you may cause problems. So once you do something without mindfulness, so first thing we should do, be very mindful. In Buddhist term, mindfulness means we aware, be aware of what we are doing. Like today, Sister Mai Lee, she aware that many young friends, they need something for their life, for their journey. Because once you did not invest the right thing when you are young, just like a tree, you did not water and take good care, and the tree cannot survive. Even they alive, but not strong, not healthy. So as a young fellow, we should invest something very healthy to our young life, because when we talk about youth, young, we see many beautiful things in there, and we have a lot of intent. We can see the beautiful future of a young person. That's why we try our best to do anything to support for the young, for the youth. If not, then that tree, that person still alive, but not healthy at all. So we want a healthy young boy, healthy young girl, healthy young person. So not only physical health, but more important is the mentally health. You can see that right now in the world around you, a lot of people, they have stressful, they have depression because they lost their way. Sometimes they don't know what to do. Sometimes they lost their direction. So we wish to do something. So as a guideline for the young can take that as, as example so they can follow. So every young person, when they step into life, we try to put their hand the narrator, something that they can find their way. So this is what we want to do. So a mindful living, a mindful thinking, a mindful speech is very important. Without mindfulness, you're unable to do something as nice as you want, as beauty as you want, or as successful as you want, because we did not think carefully, or we did not reflect carefully before we do it. So first thing we introduce is about the mindfulness. Uh, you will hear this word a lot in Buddhist practice. So I also want to remind and briefly introduce. Mindful means we aware of what are we doing. We aware of the words we willing to use during our conversation. We are aware of any food that we want to bring into the body, because some food that may bring you healthy, but some food that may bring you damage. Also about your daily consumption. Some games that you play unable to bring you healthy, nothing to learn, but instead they just increase more violence, more hate, more passions in the games you play. So when we say we play game, we want to do something fun as entertainment. But if we are not mindful, the more we play, the more we enjoy, the more we increase, we intake, we install the negative feelings, the negative actions, the negative thoughts into our mind somehow, very gentle, but we never know. We permeate that, just like when you walk in the sun outside, you don't see the ring, but very tiny, very min, and after a while you get wet. So same thing, if we are mindful on intake with what we call the positive, and that positive will permeate into our body and mind. And if they are negative, they also affect the same. So remember, be very careful on your daily consumption before for the physical health and for the mentally health. Because sometimes we have the passion, what we call the greed. So once we want something, but without reflection, the things we want may become the negative. So it is all right that you want something, but make sure you want something as you need, not you want something as you greedy for. Two different things. So how come in this life there are a lot of people still suffer, and we all want the same. We all live with the word wanting. I want this, I want that. But make sure you want something you need more than you want something you want. Because what you want is extra, more than you need. What you need is limit. And also our body. So be careful on what you need or what you want for the body. Take what you need, but still, even that what you need, you still must be careful. Is that needed or not? Is that possible? Is that uh, be is that positive for your body or not? Do you need that or not? Sometimes you need, but the way we need is not right, or not on the right time, not on the right place, not on the right thing. So there are a lot of things we need to reflect. So in Buddhist practice, we call reflecting. Look deeply into everything you need, everything you want. Because if not, when you are starting your journey, you are not have not ready for journey, then your whole journey will be ruined. Your whole journey will be damaged. So before you go somewhere, you must prepare ahead of time. Before you step into your car, start your motor, and then you depart. You should prepare everything. You know where to go. You know what to do. You know how to do it, how to work, how to do go there. So you know everything, who, where, what, whatever, before we start the journey. So life is the same. So I want to remind that we want to introduce you something for your life. We do not want something introduce you, about our religion. So you become a member, and we can extend our, we have a larger number of members. This is not we want. This is not what we intend for. We intend is we introduce you how to start your journey with all your mindfulness, with all your attention, with all your positive energy. Let's say in the morning when you wake up, if you start your day with your negative energy, oh my God, it's so tired. so lazy, everything like that, and you just make your morning become very heavy. You did not want to go to school, you don't want to dress up, you don't want to get ready for, but you say, I have a new day, let's go do some, let's dress, let's have breakfast and ready for school. You bring all the energy for your morning, then you start your day in a very fast, positive, and your day can be done beautifully. And then if not, what happened? If you lie on bed and you don't want to wake up, you will make your mom or dad get mad. And they make your breakfast, you late for your breakfast, you late for your school, you did not want to go to dress up, and that's just the morning. Just about what you lazy, you late, you turn every morning upside down. Very simple. And then you give your laziness will bring your mom or your dad become angry. And once they're angry, they yell at you. And once they yell at you, you don't have a good picture of them in your mind, in your heart. And then what we are doing, we are creating negative daily from one thing to another thing. And with, oh, that's nothing, that's small. But we did not fix something once they're very minor, very small, and then will become a major. Can you see that? You see that very at the very starting point. We must be very careful. Just like when you do your math, you must go step by step with all your attention so you can have the right answer. If you think, oh, they're easy, you add wrong, just one number wrong, the whole answer of your math of your problem will be wrong, and then you get zero for your mark. And then when you turn yourself become the habits, never read the question carefully, never add carefully, never subtract carefully, just do your homework uncareful, not careful, then become the habits. So the starting point is very important. So as a young, you start your life, you start your journey. It's very important. Make sure you start your journey with all your attention. Because once your first step is wrong, remember that all the 9 steps also will be wrong. Because one thing wrong, the whole thing will be wrong. Just like one person happy in the family, the whole family will be influenced by the happiness. If your mom go back home after work not happy, she back home with her angry face, then you must be careful because something will happen. So make sure we bring the joys at the very starting point, and we affect whole thing. And this is very true. This is not a philosophy. It is the life, the real life. It is real life in daily life. It's the real things in daily life. So we must be mindful on that, careful on that. So I talk much about mindfulness because to me it's very important. It's very important. When you want to do something, if you pay attention, you carefully pay attention, then you will find out what's wrong. If you do something without attention, you just do it. You never pay attention. And then last minute, you cannot fix it. So when you are driving the car, you also pay attention to your car. What happened? Any sound difference, any sound weird, so you can fix. Even your body, you know what's wrong with your body, then you can take the medication to heal your unfeeling, your unwell feeling. Because when you wait until you're very sick, you take medication, still okay, but it's late. You take more time to heal than when they just start. So remember, when any negative, anything not right, it just starts. We must realize that so we can fix it. So make sure that can become something to help you out. So first thing we talk about is about mindfulness. Are you understand what I try to share? Yeah. So the second thing, when you have enough mindfulness, and then you have the next step for your daily life is your listening, your learning. One way of learning is listening. Sometimes we talk, but if we are wise, we are smart, listen more than we talk, you will learn more. Because when you talk, you don't listen to others. So if you want to learn more, you must learn how to listen. Because the more you listen, the more you receive. The more you speak, the more you just give out. But if you give out more than you listen, then you don't learn anything. So that is the second step when you start your journey. Not only in religion, in Buddhism, in the practice, but this is something for daily life. You are the students. You go to school. You must listen to your teacher when they explain the homework. When you have a new chapter, you must pay attention what your teacher want to share. And if you can listening carefully, you will get the idea, you will get the chapter, the sharing quick, fast, and deep. If you teach somebody talking, and then you talk, it's not polite, right? Then no one can hear you, no one can hear them, and we just waste time. Nobody hearing anything. So even when you listen to the monks when they talk, you listen carefully. But you also listen with your insight, your wisdom. So you can know what are you listening to. And then you have the right to define what is needed for you and what is no need. For example, when they give you the food, you also know what food you can take, what food is not for you to take, because today you're not well. You don't want to take this because you're not feeling well today. This food may cause you sick, or this food may bring you healthy. So even they offer you all food, but doesn't mean you have to take all everything there. Just take something that's necessary for your body, for your health. Same thing with listening. You're listening, but you also reflecting to see what word, what things can you learn, what things you can leave that aside because you can apply this later. When we talk, when you learn something, uh, today we have, let's say we have 50 people join. And what I share with you, some of you still very young, you cannot take all of my words. But some of you, you are old enough to take them. So if you old enough to take all my words, all my sharing, you do it. But with the younger one, they are not there yet. Doesn't mean my word is useless, just not appropriate for a very young boy, a very young girl yet. So we will keep that somewhere when we can take that when we are older. So listening carefully on what you want to learn. Anything you want to learn, you must listen. But listen with all your wisdom, your insight to see what is appropriate for you, what is not appropriate for you. When you go to school, you will meet a lot of friends. Some of them, the words they use are not mindful, not nice. You don't have to listen. Or even you listen, you don't have to remember. You see that? We have steps. Uh, you can say, oh, I cannot refuse them. They surround me. It's okay. You just sit there. But their words, you have two things. First, pretend you don't listen. Or even you listen, you don't take it. Let the words come this ear, go to another ear. What happened to that? Sometime in life, you need to learn that way. in order to make you feel lighter, relax, release, and not to attach. Because some words, they may cause you problems, suffering. But make sure you have the insight of listening. You have the insight of this. Anything is good, you take it. Anything is not good, you still listen, but you know how to let them go because they are not need to stay back. Huh? Just like when you are bringing, you take out from the fridge a whole a bundle of vegetables. Your mom asked you to help her to select. You only select the good one to keep so we can cook food. Any yellow one, any rotten one, we throw them away. At first, they still in the same bundle. They in the fridge. When we take them out, we have the eyes to see, we have the heart to feel, and we have the hands to pick. Pick out anything you feel is not good to eat. Then you just keep the good one. Same thing in life. We listen to something, we can reflect, and we can filter anything you need, anything you know need. And that will help you. You have the mindfulness of listening. Then you listen to something that appropriate for you. After you listening, in this life, anywhere you go, a wise person, the person who is smart, they will learn to listen more than they talk. Uh, They used to say that as a human, as a young fellow, we only need 3 years to learn how to speak, but we need to use the whole life to learn how to listen because it's very important, very, very hard to listen to others. As a 3 year old young boy or girl, you can learn to speak right away after you about 3 years old. Your mom will teach you, say, daddy, mommy, eat, thank you. They teach you all kind of beautiful words, but you take whole life to learn to listen because sometimes we don't have enough patience. We don't have enough patience to listen. We don't have enough capacity to receive, negative words, positive words from others. They have the right to offer what kind of word they want, what kind of action, but we must have the mindfulness to select what is need and what is no need. Again, we go back to the root, we go back to the first thing, mindfulness. People can offer you anything, but you have mindful to select. People can tell you anything they want, but you have mindful to listen and to take the words, to take something that appropriate for you. Second thing, mindfulness, listening, but Buddhism we call listening with your insight. Make sure you're listening with your wisdom, with your insight, with your understanding, not just to listen. Because once you have the insight of listening, you will select and you will know what words to keep, what words to let go, what things to keep, what things to let go. Exactly when you pick up the vegetable bundle, you know what to let go, what to keep. Anything you keep that can make food. That anything that you cannot keep to eat, you can make compost. Again, in Buddhist practice, we don't throw anything as garbage. You don't use it in that way, but you can use it another way. You don't use the rotten vegetable to cook, to eat, but you can use them as compost. Can you see what I mean? We do not, we do not see or reflect anything as unused, as useless, but we know how to use them correctly. People give you bad words, you still listen, but you just know this is bad, this is negative. People don't like it. I won't use this word in my conversation. They are not useless. You are not. You know how you put them in the side. What are they? Just like the bundle of vegetables I just shared. You will listen, you will take something to eat, something not to eat, but not garbage, not waste. You turn them into compost. When you break the egg, you only eat the egg. You throw away the shell, but the shell can be compost, right? When you take out the banana, you eat the banana, but the peel of the banana can become compost. After you finish the cup of Starbucks, and that plastic cup can go to compost, they can recycle. So even plastic, vegetables, glass bottle, they all can go to their own recycle. And then we don't waste anything. But we are mindful to see how to use all of them. We drink the coffee, we recycle the cup. We eat the banana, we compost the banana peel. We take the good vegetable to cook, the rotten one can go to compost. You peel out the potato, you eat the potato, but their peels you compost. Life is the same. We meet all all type of people, but we don't underestimate anyone. They all need to be respected, but we know how we can learn from each of them. Some of them, you sit beside them, you listening to them, you learn a lot. Just like you intake for your mind, for your knowledge, for your wisdom. But some of them, you just listen in order to show your respect, and they can become something to put on the side because you know this is something no need now. But they still can give you the picture, the answer. Are you going to be like this or not? So the Buddha taught us, when you see someone is not nice, you still respect them, but you know they have nothing for you to learn. But what you can learn is not to do the same. What you learn from a negative person is not to do the same negative. Because you don't like this negative, and you know that people around also won't like this negative. Do not turn yourself become a negative like this. They all become your teacher, but a teacher who teach you the negative, the other teacher will teach you the positive. Because we have the eyes to see, not only to see good things, we also can see the bad, so we can know. Just like when you walk on the street, you have the eye to see. You say, "Oh, I can walk on the path." Yet someday there is snow, there's icy. Step away from that icy area. If you say, "Oh, this is the way, this is the path," then you just walk. You will fail. You will break your legs, your bones. So it is the way, but not this day. Today, this path I see. We can walk some on the side. Even the side is not the sidewalk, but for temporary, we can step by so we can get over this icy area. And the other day, the ice melts. You can still can walk up. Learn that. Life is like that. And Buddhism want to offer you that kind of practice. Not to say, "Oh, this is the wrong path. This is the icy one." Do not inform. They were also always icy. They only icy when the icy day, a cold day. But the other day, the ice melted, you can walk on. Learn how to see things in that way. How to learn to see people. So why is that? Because life is impermanent. A bad person, one day they can impermanent by become a good one. We don't say he is bad and never change. No. If life is impermanent, then a bad person can become a good person. But a good person, if they don't keep this good thing regularly, they can turn negative. Who knows? Because everything is impermanent. then a good can become bad. Let's say you have you just cook something, but you did not put in the fridge. You do not put in the right temperature. What happened to that food? They can get bad faster than they're supposed to be. But if you keep them in a good environment, you can keep that. You keep the food in a good temperature. The food can keep longer. So that means even we are good right now, but make sure we always keep us in a good environment, good situation. Otherwise, you can turn negative somehow, sometime. We never know. Remember, once you are not attaining the fully enlightenment, you can become negative anytime. This is taught by the Buddha. So once your mind, right now, we are on the way, we are training the mind. We are not there yet. We're on the way. And make sure you drive carefully. If not, you turn on the wrong area, the wrong way. Then what happened? You still can turn around, but just waste time, and then waste time and no need. But once you know clearly that is the wrong way, then why we have to turn in? So I want to introduce you how Buddhism practice. Very beautiful. Nothing in life that we see, they are totally like that. Because we inform one thing, life is impermanent. Then a whole bunch of vegetables, they look very fresh, very green. But if you don't keep them in a good temperature, they can turn rotten one day or faster. Even you keep in the fridge, they still turn bad, but slowly. But if you put in the very hot temperature, they can turn bad faster. Same thing. We need to always framing us, put us in somewhere in a good environment. So that is the reason why we are meeting here. You have Saturday off, you can sleep in, you can go out with your friend, you can shopping, but you take time here. It's very beautiful. Even right now, I share with you this moment. I still have my 3 students here with me. I asked them today. Thầy have a talk with the other friends in Zoom. So I invite all my young friends, my young students here. They are sitting in front here with me. They're listening to my talk live. I talk to you through Zoom, but they are sitting here with me. I never want to waste. They is downstairs. They're helping out, but they can do that later. I ask them to come up here so we can have something to learn together. So be mindful, be listening, reflecting. Anything you see, don't trust right away, don't do right away. You must reflect. For example, I can eat chili. You look at me, I use the whole chili. Don't just do the same. You will be very chilly, very hot. You must try a little bit because you are not there yet. Same thing. You see somebody doing something you want to do, but make sure you know your capacity. You know on your own capacity in order to do or not to do, or how much you can do. Be mindful, be listening, be reflection, and now you come to the practice. Uh, what is practicing doesn't mean you shave your head, you wear your robe. Practicing means you can apply that in every corner of life. Every corner of life can be the place where you can use your own practice. Any person you meet, they can be the object for you to practice. For example, if you go to school or you to workplace, you meet somebody, they always give you hard time. And that is the time, that is the place, that's the person for you to use the word patience, harmony. So now you can realize the word patience you learn is not a philosophy. It's now a chance for you to make that become real for your own practice, for your own life. Patience can overcome all problems. Patience can heal a lot of problems, can solve a lot of problems. Patience can help you to success on what you want to do. But that is only philosophy. But if you, every difficulty you meet, you learn how to be patient with people, with the things we do, then you can see the miracle result of the word patience. Everything will become a result as long as how we make them become a result. So just like a tree, when you plant a seed, you water them with water, not enough. They need also sunshine. They need also the soil, many other elements, conditions to help for the tree to grow, to survive, to offer fruit and flowers. And if the flower and the fruit's good, yeah, not by themselves, just by how we take good care for them. So remember, you learning good is not enough. You must have the environment for you to apply what you learn in order to see the miracle of your learning, of your practice. So today, what you learn is only a philosophy. And you must reflect on what I share. And you must practice on what I share in order to see this is truth or not. So the truth doesn't mean because it's given by a saint. Truth is given by the real life. Truth means something happened for real. It's not about a person who talk about that. Even the Buddha's taught, you say, oh, the Buddha talking the truth. Why? Because the Buddha witnessed what happened in life and he shared. That's why we say the teachings of the Buddha is the truth. Truth because the Buddha never create anything. The Buddha never create anything. The Buddha can see things in real life. Then the Buddha taught us, the Buddha shared with us, so we can see that truth in life. For example, old age is truth. Buddha never create what is called old age. And the Buddha did not turn us become old or whatever. Or sickness. That is the truth of life. And we forgot about that. The Buddha is the one who told us life have old age, sickness, and death. This is something real in life. Because it's real in life, that's what we call they are the truth. Doesn't mean that given by a saint. That person can find out, can recognize that happened in life. Time flies, impermanent. Impermanent is the truth. Because if there is no impermanent, we never meet today. And because the impermanent, that's why we almost an hour. And after this class, I will leave and you will leave, and we will continue the journey. And we will meet some other day. So impermanent is the truth. But how we view on this truth, if we accept it, we live with it, that will become a happy truth. Otherwise, you live in the truth, but you still suffer because you don't accept it. You don't accept the impermanent. You do not accept the changing. Then you will be suffer. But that truth still continue, still going on. Just because you don't accept it, that's why it makes you suffer. But you still, you take it, and you move on with that, you go along with that, you must better. You must feel better, and you happy daily because you can walk along with that truth. It's very beautiful. And in my life, I have lived and have practiced. I have practiced with that. That's why I can share with you. I can share with you because I don't learn from words, school. I learn from my own life, how I meditate, how I reflect on real life, and how I can live with that. And today what I share with you is my own experience, my own practice. I see the impermanent, and I go along with every day, with the changing, and I accept it. And because I accept it, that's why I realize, what can I do when they still like this, before they become totally collapsed? Just like myself, I learned Buddhism when I'm 7. And when I look back, I'm 50 now. That means I'm old. I'm old, and I don't refuse that. And when I'm 50, I'm not 30. I cannot do work like a 30 years old man. I only can work. I can take the words that adapt with the age of 50. You know yourself. You do things that appropriate as yourself. Then you never lose your appetite, your happiness, your peace, because you know what happened to you. You can do something, adapt with your own. Then you always happy with that, because you don't have the high expectation. That's why you never collapse. But you do not, collapse yourself. Oh, I'm useless. I don't do anything. I cannot do anything. You just turn yourself, become down and negative every day. Just your whole life, you just dreaming and blaming, but nothing happened. No dreaming, no blaming. Live with it. Live with what you have. Give with what you can. Do with what you can. Is always happy. Even you are practicing giving, charity. You give with what you have. Don't look at somebody. They give 20. I only have 5. I need to go out and borrow another 15 to give, so I can be same with them. No, we don't have to. You give with what you have. It's always, you don't make yourself unhappy. And then one day you collapse and you say, because I'm doing charity, but how come I don't receive the good deeds? People say, you do good things, you receive good things, you do good things, but you are not wise. You are not reflecting. You are not reflecting. You are not wise enough when you do charity. You just want to bargain. Then you ruin up everything. Even that called charity. Even that called Buddhist work or job. So today I was invited about the journey. When you talk of Buddhism journey, not, I don't want to talk about you how much time you recite the Buddha's name, how much time you chanting. I want to bring you to the real life, because Buddhism is the way to live. And we introduce you. We all have a journey. You have your own journey. I have my journey. But make sure every journey we go, we have the light of mindfulness to shine in. And if you can adapt with all of that, you are Buddhism. And you can see the word Buddhism now become something very beautiful, very, very gentle. It's nothing heavy at all. There's nothing heavy at all. No form, no name, but that can be named every corner. The way you talk, you can name that Buddhist talk, because the word you use is, you make people happy with the word you use. The way you act, you make people happy with what you act. The way you behave, people happy with what you behave. You're already in Buddhist practice. Mindfulness, listening, reflecting, and apply and practice what you learn in order to keep your journey, in order to help for your journey. You should have these 4 things: mindfulness, listening, reflecting, and practice. listening with your mindfulness, reflecting with your mindfulness, practice with your mindfulness. Because nobody have the same situation. Every one of us here, we have different situations. And make sure you understand your situation. That means you can listen to your situation. You reflect on your situations and you practice along with your situations. But nothing affect, nothing suffer you, and you are happy daily because you can see things in daily and you can make things change along with that, happy with that. And you can see Buddhism in your day, in your life, in your morning, from morning to night. None of the time that you away from. Not on the church. Buddhism is not in the temple. Buddhism is not on the altar. Buddhism is on your speech, on your action, on your thinking, on your way to work, on the way you behave, you treat people. Sometimes we declare, I'm Buddhism. I am taking refuge. For how many years? I have a Dharma name. I do a lot of Buddhist work. But, when people touch you, nothing, nothing come out as a Buddhism. A lot of things that very negative. And this is not we want to be. Because we frame Buddhism in the frame we call real Buddhism. But actually, to my own understanding, my own practice, I can bring Buddhism everywhere I go because Buddhism is not framing in one particular form. Buddhism is, manifest beautifully in daily life, on your speech, on your action, on your thinking. Thank you for your listening. Thank you for your allowing me to share this afternoon. We still have some time, so if anyone who have questions, please have a question. If I am able to answer you, I will try my best. If not, I will ask Sister Mai Hali to help you out because she understands more than me. Thank you. But by the way, before we have questions, I just want to inform, do you understand what I try to share? Thank you.
Thank you, Thầy.
Anyone has any questions? Brandon, normally gonna have a lot of questions, Brandon.
Yeah. I was thinking of a question to ask, and
Brandon, con nhớ không? Con need to.
yeah, come on, fuck. Yeah, I was just having a question. So you were talking about how Buddhism isn't really you entering the temple, right? But it's really like within yourself. I was wondering, what do you have to say about wearing like the Buddha pendant? Do you think that's a requirement then, or?
I think you're breaking up, Brandon. It's kind of hard to understand, to hear you well. Can you say it again?
Yeah, here, let me let me talk closer.
Okay.
I just wondering, I like how you were saying how Buddhism isn't really entering the temple, right? But I was just wondering then what is it like, what is your standpoint on wearing the Buddha pendant, like the necklace? Do you think that's necessary or required then?
Okay. Yeah, thank you for your question. You know that Buddha means to remind you to awake, to be enlightened. to be mindful. So when you have the pending, doesn't mean the Buddha bless you with good health or no accident, but you put the Buddha right here in order to remind you. When you almost do something wrong, you know the Buddha right here. The Buddha, that image, that charming, that necklace, the Buddha is not there, but that has the capacity to remind you to go back to yourself, to be mindful on the way you live. Let's say sometimes you're angry, you yell, but after a few minutes or second, you remember you have the Buddha right here. So that have the capacity to remind you to calm yourself down. So it's nothing wrong with that one, but remember, this one means the image or something to help you to see or to go back on to your own when you are not in a good mood, and help you to go back to a normal way, so you can speak, you can share, you can talk. You have the right to share your disagreement, but not to yell, because nobody can listen to you. You're yelling. Only they only can listen to you when you talk. When you yell, they only hearing your yelling, but you're not sharing, you're not talking. So the Buddha remind you, hey boy, talk, don't yell. Hey boy, sit down, talk, no fighting. The fighting become damage on body, on physical, on violence, but not solving the problem.
Cảm ơn thầy.
Okay.
I go,
Okay, anyone else had a question? Andy? Randy, you have any question for Thầy?
No, I don't. Thank you.
Anyone else any question? Don't miss your opportunity to talk to Thầy. What's the name? Got any question? Maya, do you have any question? All right. So I think we're going to end the session a little bit early today. So I just like to say thank you to Thầy again. So thank you so much for Thầy for coming with us today. I'm not sure if you are aware that it's really hard to get on Thei's schedule, and we are so blessing to have Thầy to come with us on this session within the short notice, because I think Thầy and a lot of the master here are also like really care and have compassion for the younger generation. So they will really try to make all these sessions happen for you all. And so that's why Thầy will take with us today. And also thank you everyone for joining us today as well. I think this is a great session, the great way. Thank you, Thầy, for kicking off this session, this journey gratefully. So we really appreciate the Thầy and everyone.
Thank you so much,
uh,
and thank
I
you,
just
dear.
want to I just want to thank you, Sister Maya Lee, and all the brothers and sisters to allowing me to join with the group today. And I hope that with my brief sharing, and again, I share earlier that I'm not giving a Dhamma talk. I just want to share with you how I feel about Buddhism, how I practice, and how I attain peaceful in my daily practice with the word Buddhism. And I was to bring you to this sharing. And to me, every day is my journey. But make sure your journey shining to you, shining your way by the word mindfulness. Once you are mindful enough, everything will be beautiful. The way you look, the way you talk, the way you behave, the way you treat people, with the light of mindfulness, and that when you don't have to declare anything, but you are introducing to people around you what is Buddhism. uh, Thank you for your listening. I hope you have a happy weekend. And if I don't see you back, and happy your Lunar New Year.
Thank you,
Thầy.
Thầy.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much,
Actually,
Thầy.
one more thing though, thầy. Actually, one more thing. Con got really con got a note for the, because I think today we come in here together to practice, and I think we accumulate a little bit or some merits somehow. I think we should share that merit to the other people as well. So let me bring up this. I got this one really good one, so I would like to share with you all, and I think we can read through that together. Okay. Okay. Can everyone see this on my screen?
Yes.
Yes, yes, we do.
And
Yeah.
yeah, so I think since we have a little bit time as well, I think this is it go by the it was written by Reverend Thich Phap Hoa, and it's a dedication of marriage, but he put in the song. My voice is not good today. I've been sick, but I think we can learn. We still have a little bit time. I think we can learn and sing on that together. Okay. May every living being, our minds is one and radiant with light. Share the fruit of peace with hearts of goodness, luminous and bright. If people hear and see how hands and hearts can fight in giving unity, may their minds awake to great compassion, wisdom, and to joy. May kindness find reward. May all who sorrow leave their grief and pain. May this boundless light dispel the darkness of our endless night. Because our hearts are one, this world of pain turns into paradise. May all become compassionate and wise. May all become compassionate and wise.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you everyone.
Okay, thank you so
Cảm ơn
much.
thầy again.
Have a
Yeah.
good weekend. Bye everyone.
Cảm ơn thầy.
I'm already the
Bye.
Bye
Chào thầy.
everyone.
Bye bye.
Dạ, cảm ơn Thầy. Thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Cảm ơn Thầy. Bye. Bye chị Mai Ly. Bye Mai Hà Ly.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Bye mọi người ha.
Dạ bye.
Bye.
Thank you chị.